Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Transport, and it asks him, has he received any feedback or information in support of lowering the adult blood alcohol concentration to 0.05 that has given him any doubt or cause for reflection this year about his decision to retain the level at 0.08?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I've received feedback on this issue like I have received feedback on a number of transport issues that I've dealt with this year. I always reflect on the feedback I receive carefully, and I'm comfortable with the decision that I've made. I noted that I've yet to reflect for as long as the last government, who left office after 9 years, having stated in 2001 they needed more information to make a decision on this issue, and spent the next 8 years presumably reflecting on the need for information.
Exactly right. The Honourable Darren Hughes.
Supplementary question to the Minister. How can New Zealand be at the front of the war on drink driving when the UK government is considering the North Report to drop the limit there to 0.05, and in Australia a debate has begun about lowering the limit to 0.02, meaning New Zealand could end up having a legal drink drive limit 4 times that of, say, a city like Melbourne?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I know that the UK government is considering that at the moment, and of course they currently have a lower road toll than either New Zealand or Australia with the 0.08 limit. I note that they are also considering not putting the limit down in favour of more research into the change, and I also note that the Quebec government in Canada has recently rejected the decision to lower the drink drive limit from 0.08 to 0.05 in favour of more education and more tests at the current level.
The Honourable Darren Hughes.
Which adult limit has the most community support, as demonstrated by public opinion polls and submissions? The current limit of 0.08 that he is leaving in place, or the 0.05 limit that's been proposed by Labor?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I note that the Labor Party is, of course, alliance and opposition on this stuff, and I think the member should reflect that if he ever gets the chance to be in government again, whether the Labor Party will actually get around to it. But I think the important thing to note, Mr. Speaker, is that statistics show that 72% of all alcohol-related deaths on our roads are caused by drivers who either have a prior drink driving conviction or who are more than 50% over the current legal adult limit. So I think it could be said that the member may be promoting a change that does not have a significant impact in the way tackling recidivist and high-level drink drivers can.
The Honourable Darren Hughes.
Has Bob McMillan of McMillan BMW talked to him about his concerns with the current 0.08 blood alcohol limit, given Mr McMillan took out this advertisement in the New Zealand Herald and gave $50,000 to the National Party so he could, quote, mix with our master? And if even major National Party donors aren't agreeing with his blood alcohol limit, why doesn't he accept the consensus that now exists right across this country and lower the adult blood alcohol limit to 0.05?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure, but the member seems to be suggesting that donors to the National Party should influence public policy decisions. And I do think that that's a rather outrageous suggestion, Mr. Speaker, and can only be something that the Labor Party is familiar with rather than the national government. So, Mr. Speaker, can I point out that the government is doing a lot on this issue. The government is running a nil limit for recidivist drink drivers, a nil limit for young drivers, introducing alcohol interlocks, and finally collecting the data that the previous government refused to collect, despite recognising back in 2001 they needed it.
Question number 5, Tim McIndoe.